rollout for the soldier, you just use the stock rocket launcher or original, depends on the preference. The only probably probable difference between them is like where the rocket lands. For example, stock rocket launcher has like a 12 unit difference from to your right, shoots to your right side of the screen, and that's different if you have your flip view models on. If you have the left view models on, that rocket will shoot to your left side of the screen. Original, it's the same. It's just like in the middle. For your secondary, you should probably be on gunboats for like 99% of the time. The other 1% is just for off classes or like holding last or like uh and like sacking, but we don't really need to go over those. For melee, there's like really two options you can that's like really viable for soldier. Is this the pickaxe, the escape plan, or the marketing gardener? Uh Now here's the thing with the marketing gardener. It's like a gimmick weapon, and like it's just like for those clips where you get 195 on that other people, where if you're going for those, you're not using your rockets when you're bombing. And 90% of the time, like 95% of the time, it's much more better to use those rockets instead of going for the spoon. Like there's very specific situations where going for the spoon is actually more, it makes sense. And so for those rare situations, I think it's better to just use the pickaxe, which just gives you more better survivability over the spoon, because you can get like scout speed when you're like 10 HP. Is this being recorded? I'm looking at chat now. Being recorded? Yes, this will be recorded, and I can post the PowerPoint later. What is spoon? The spoon is the market gardener for I can show it. The spoon is this market gardener that people can use to like with the stats of like stats where you can just get crits on when you're airborne. When should I use the pickaxe? The pickaxe is when you use it when you're like low HP and you can't really rocket jump anymore, and then you wanna like go for you wanna get to a health pack when you're so low, because it is mini crits. If you pull it out, it's mini crits, but if you're low HP, you can move a little bit more faster. It is also necessary for like essential for the pocket rollout, where you have to like go and spawn, just like shoot 4 rockets, and then you pull out your pickaxe and then go and walk towards mid. So like yeah. Anyway, uh talk about roles. Now the difference between pocket and roamer soldier is, if you want you can take notes, but essentially pocket soldier goes over is there to like a class that's like helping the combo by creating / maintaining space. So combo is like pocket scout, medic, and I don't know, pocket scout, demo, and medic. And the soldier as a class has the rocket launcher available, where and rocket jumps in his arsenal. So main main things are for space management is bombs, fades, and spam. The roamer is part of flank, which is manages the areas of the map where the combo isn't. Like for example, on process second, for example, where the combo is on choke and like in front of suicide. This is where the combo usually stands. The flank area, the flank members, the roamer and flank scout will be watching this area called PC or IT, usually IT in America. It is where you usually manage the combo. And And the Roma soldier is probably the one who will be doing the sacking plays. For when you are even holds on like either on second or on pushing into second and pushing into last. You'll be the one who sack plays when it's like even Ubers. Sack plays, as you can see, are sacrifice in which you sacrifice yourself in order to get an advantage, usually the med force or drops. Usually med force, you aiming for the med, but you can also go sack for the demo or any of the picks that you can try to generate. I you guys understand? I'm just gonna go for any questions can be answered later in the scroll. Hidden slides. The overlap. Because both soldiers have the same sort of loadout with the stock rocket launcher or original and gunboats, they both can do each other's jobs. Like for example, pocket soldier can sack if they see an opportunity, and that might be a good idea to do. Like for that's for in your mind, like for example, say for example that you just destroyed gun on it's you're pushing into last and it's evens and you just destroyed gun, but you see in your match shot that your roamer is weak and that if you wait for too long that gun is gonna get up and you're healthy. So like you try to go to side sack. That's a valid play that you can do as pocket soldier. And so it's not gonna be like a cut and dry, oh I should do this, oh I should do that. You just gotta like communicate and like it's dynamic. The rules are very dynamic. Another example is roamer. If the pocket soldier is dead, the roamer should do the pocket soldier's job. Like, and if you remember the rules for pocket soldier is to help part a combo, help help the combo by maintaining crash creating space. The roamer should do the pocket soldier's job because the combo is probably more important than like the flank areas of the map, and so would therefore have to do the jobs that that the pocket soldier usually does. And the jobs are different for different game states as well. For example, on Lost Holds, each soldier's job is the soldier is like a really good class to like hold a door. Where you say for example, the pocket soldier usually like holds one or two or the lobby door here. Really because of his explosive damage, he can really just like hold these two areas really well. Same for the roamer, which is gonna be holding this pipe door as well. You can spot here, spot there, spot deep, and you just spam them if they kind of try to come in, and you just come back if they push through. That is like what on even last hold they would usually do, because their jobs are both mainly the same, just like where the different positionings are. And on this at last hold, it's gonna be different as well, because like they're both soldiers' job is to be healthy and to block point. But they're gonna use through, and so which soldier is gonna be blocking point depends on which side they're not using through. So for say for example, their combo is on lobby and they use through for this 4 door. This soldier who's holding this 5 door is very vulnerable to this type of Uber, and if they come in to kill you, you can't really do it. That would be a pick that you'd be giving them for free. So his job is probably just to be alive and be healthy and like resub. And then the other soldier who's holding 1 and 2 door, for example, or 3 door, his job would be try to maintain that space and be ready, get healthy, and be ready to block the point when your demo calls that his stickies are already off the point. So make sure you try to be healthy and don't really take any fights here or take too much damage here. You understand? And then another thing, double bombs. It's very complicated. Double bombs. Say, for example, on mid that or on snake water, you call for a double bomb when you where both soldiers will be trying to get healthy and either be based on a damage on their medic or demo or just based on just timing where you just double bomb high in the air and land and try to kill them. Uh, a small tip for improving your double bombs is as one of your soldiers, uh, have one of your soldiers bomb first, and then your other soldier who's gonna be bombing next, the second soldier who's gonna be bombing should wait for 1 or 2 seconds until that guy is in the air, and then you should bomb after that. The reason why for this is that so that your soldiers don't land at the same time, and therefore their medic who's gonna be looking for this bomb would be searching for the first soldier, and then the second soldier will be landing on him. So if both soldiers land at the same time, their medic could potentially surf out and be away of the danger. That way it'll be that way if you just wait for a little bit for your bombs, it would be a higher percentage play. Should a double bomb be used to guarantee a med drop or Uber use, or is it for something else? It could be used for a variety of reasons. And it doesn't really guarantee a med drop or Uber use if their medic's playing well and like failing to bait the entire team. That's why bomb that's why for fades exist. Let's say for example if they're trying to milk through choke and you're playing back towards IT and you're trying to get healthy, you don't really want to send 2 soldiers in so that you guarantee the med force or med drop because you'll be down 2 soldiers and they can potentially dry fight off that and snowball into med force into second, which is really bad for you. Don't really want to send more than 2 for like med use into like mid unless it's for second to last, because last is like much more harder to push out of. You could afford to potentially be 2 down and still be able to hold second point because of these tight chokes, because they have to be worried about backcaps and stuff like that, and they have a limited amount of time to do so. Does that answer your question or no? Thumbs up. Now, King of the Hill. Koth, very scary. Koth is very complicated and has a different set of rules than 5CP. But the general outline is that Pocket Soldier on Bagel. Let me just go on the map Bagel real quick. So many versions. But basically Bagel, there's gonna be I'm sure you guys have already looked at the map Bagel and or have at least watched a couple of games on Bagel, or maybe not, but basically manages the Pocket Soldier. Where's the game? Oh my gosh. Basically, on Bagel, you guys are gonna be playing Koth on Pocket Soldier. You're gonna be the one who's managing on left house. You're gonna be the one who's gonna be helping your team to stand on point and get the cap point by spamming through this spam angle. You can also spam back here and try to do this spam angle or to spam them, and so it will be much more harder for them to get onto the cap and get the cap point, you know. But you also have to be aware of their flank plays and their roamer trying to do right house shows, stuff like that, and try to shoot you off the point, or where their objective is to like maybe even kill you, but mostly just to like get you off the spam door and have it easier for their combo to like get on point. So as a pocket soldier, you should be very aware of their roamer and where he is or he isn't. So have your if the match HUD is covered right now, but you can see at the top of my HUD, there's my name. and that's where typically the matches is, and that's a very useful HUD element to see if the roamer is alive or not. And so if the roamer is dead, you have free reign on left house and sheep point this type of stuff. You can also use this type of spotting in order to like spam them and where to get to early spam on them. This spam angle is also good and stuff like that. You also go behind if their roamer is dead, which is also your flank play, which is kind of goes over to the overlap between them as well. It doesn't mean that roamer is the only one who can do flank plays or the flank duo like flank scout as well. Pocket Soldier can do that on Bagel. Uh, Jobs on roamer. On roamer, we playing on right house, and you can either have the options of like going on top of these seagull and like help spam them on point as well in order to see if they're here. But beware of this getting trapped. This place is a common place to get trapped, so you have to be aware of that. But you can also manage his right house and play spam and try to like contest this soldier into right house in order to like be able to help your team much more easier if there's pocket soldier has a lot of spam here. Also call out your flank scout to like help go over here and maybe even do a flank play stuff like that. Also also another thing, you can also use that the hot element on top and keep track of where their pocket soldier is and where he isn't. And so if you see rockets like spamming over here, you would know, oh, he's currently spamming red house. I might be able to catch him up or off timing or something like that and like try and get a good 2 rockets off of him. That type of stuff. And so that's the stuff that's on Bagel. Uh, you also be aware of this pocket soldier going to be unbombing your combo as well. That's also a thing that you have to be aware of. There's too many times where I've like on roamer just like forgot when I was doing a play. But you can also do. It might be also be worth it to like bombing behind, going to their big door and like go for a behind play. But you also have to call it so that you have to call the right house is free. It's very dynamic and it's very dependent on what the situation calls for. So yeah, any questions on Bagel? I'll take that as none so far. Let's proceed. Miscellaneous notes where some tips and tricks in order to like see that I did have time to space or like notes to put in. Communicate with your other soldier duo. Your other soldier duo is part of your team and you should communicate with them. Like double bombs on Beagle, although rare, you should be able to communicate if they're like if your pocket soldier hits some spam on their medic, for example, if they hit them like for 80 or something, you should be able to hear that and like be prepared to be able to capitalize on that. Going for cycling fades and communicating which door you're holding, stuff like that. Shove plays with or like double bombs. Those are the important things to keep track of with your other soldiers. I mean, I can also just put communicate with your team. Just say things to your team. Basically, that's the whole point. Read the HUD. I got last night when I was making the slide. I like asked B what some notes I can take and say, yeah. B said to like read the HUD. Read your health, your if you see my health and your ammo, and see what your resources are, what you are available to, what you have right now, and say, oh, I can do this or I could do that, or say for example, because let's say if you are like 100 HP or 72 HP, and your team's trying to regress on point, and you just like decide to like, oh, I'm bombing here. Oh no, I get pipe and die. That's like not a good thing, you know. So you just be able to read read the HUD well, and be able to take information like split secondly. You should be fine. And like play the packs on Bagel. You also have like 2 packs on Bagel, which is nice on Homer. And also the match HUD. Let's just like look at that HUD. It's very good, you know, because like you can say, oh, we're the. It's because you can take off advantages and like fight based off of that. Very good stuff. Uh, Scout. Uh, beware of scouts. There's so many times as like soldier where you just die to scouts. Just like uh scouts are your very much your hard cutter because when you're bombing, because if you bomb to a scout, you just stop instantly. Boom. You just die. So beware of them. You play around them. Keep track of them where they are. If your team just decides, if your team hits their scouts for like any amount of damage, that means that's an opening for you to go through. If their scouts are dead, that's an also they can't deny your bombs. So your bombs gonna be much more effective. Uh, so yeah, beware of scouts. Are there any classes teammates you should sacrifice yourself for besides your medic? What? Uh, what do you mean, sudden? If I'm understanding this correctly, sacrifice yourself. Like for picks, for example, like you die to keep someone else alive, I'm assuming. I mean, probably not. I mean, I'm trying to think because if you can't save everyone, you know. Mm, of course, for a medic, if you're trying to like leave through lobby door and and they're chasing you, you should body block them as best as you can in order for them to like not kill your medic, you know. And but other than that, that's not really the case unless you want to save yourself for the demo, which is fine. Your demo is probably like equal value or like higher value than your life, for example. So if you can trade your life for your demo, it's gonna be worthwhile. But also, so that's good. And scouts. I mean, yeah, basically everyone. If you could say someone, then yeah. But like, also, they're like have all of them have their own mobility except for the medic, which has to be relying on scouts mobility. So I would say you value your life more. It's it's not a question I really thought about because like I would just say if they're using into you or like trying to uh you basically trying to not die. So just for rule of thumb, just try not to die. And if but for your medic you should die for your medic if you can save them. Uh spam spamming. Do not shoot all your rockets at once when spamming. This goes for both of your roles, for example. Because like if you want to shoot one rocket. You want to be able to be ready for to capitalize on any sort of uh advantage your team creates, for example. Say say you spam you say for example you spam like all four of your rockets, but then your demo says I pipe the medic. Oh, I can't really do that for until like the next 2 seconds, and then I bomb, and the medic's already gone through main, for example, and I have to go through, and I land on a scout, and I got denied by a scout, which is bad, no? So just general rule of thumb, at least keep one rocket into your clip so that you can jump away, for example. So, because another thing is that if you, as pocket soldier, if you shoot all four of your rockets into point and then their flank tries to shove you, you're basically dead because you don't can't really jump away at it anymore. That's basically it. As pocket soldier, I just like to like keep like two as at max just two rockets because it's easier because I can just less downtime. Let's just reload 2 rockets, get health, and like shoot more spam rockets. Just be able to like keep track and like be aware of their combo flank. That's like it. So land on height most of the time. What I mean by landing on height is just land on height. You bomb, you just land on this piece of height. It's much more harder for them to kill you if you just land on them, land on their face, for example. The reason why it's like not almost all the time is there's situations where you actually want to commit on them for the guaranteed kill. The guaranteed kill is much more worth it instead of like you surviving, for example, like for the med pick. Because maybe the win condition is them getting for them is getting Uber, and you don't want them to get Uber, so you just have to commit on them and like try to kill their medic or have them forced, for example. Same goes true for like Sax as well, because you want to actually try to have a higher chance of killing them instead of like surviving. Which surviving should be like most of the goal. Most of the time, it should be your goal, and you don't want to die. But sometimes the commit it's valuable. Spotting on this side. I'll have to go on Snake Water. Spotting on this side means just like spotting on where they are. Is a good idea to have uh it's a good idea to have spots on where they are and where they aren't. For example, to set up for your plays for the flank, for example. Like I'm missing. Because like if you're spotting on this side for example on Snake Water last, as a roamer you probably be spotting here, or it's like, oh, they're coming through left side, shutter side, and then you'll be able to jump away, and then spam them and have your most of your team be ready for the Uber or them popping Uber and to shutter, and like have your pocket soldier be ready to stand there, go on to the right side and play the point. Because and that's partially with the communication thing with your both soldiers and where which one's the one blocking point, for example, because usually that soldier who spots them going to their door would probably be trying to go into their spawn, to our spawn, and then pocket soldier, the other soldier will be here. It's like, oh, I have to be ready to block point, and just be ready to block point, for example. And yeah, that's the spot. You can also spotting on where they are. Like for example, if you have Desant on mid, you should somebody should be spotting Sawdor, like you should be spotting here so that you can know where they are. This god is also really good for spotting into lower and see if they cross into kitchen or not. Really good. Let's, so like yeah, spotting. Good. If you're like doing anything like downtime, spotting is a really usually a good idea and trying to figure out where they are. Also applies to like last pushes as well, where you want to know where their gun is, for example. Like if you spot their guns, like here's at that bunny spot, you can call for a play. Oh, double soldier peek this gun and try to kill it. That's a good idea. Spotting on where they are, where their medic is, for example, where their sack plays. Because like if the medic's playing over here, their medic's playing over here, they are very vulnerable to the speed shot. Oh, I missed it, but you get the idea. Speed shot up there, just like landing in the medic's face. So if you didn't spot, you would know that, and yeah, that that would be a missed opportunity. Dude, heat spot. What the hell? So like yeah, any questions while I try to hit the speed shot? Good enough. Uh, I'm washed by the way. Uh, maintain your crit heals. Maintaining your crit heals. Whenever you're in downtime and like trying to wait for them to try not to take damage. Watch with advanced role on a profile. I was sub and I did not play advanced. My guy. So like maintaining a critials means that you try not to take any damage so that you can be buffed by your medic much more faster. Because I think it's around 10 seconds without any damage taken. And then once your medic taps you with a love beam, then you'll be able to get to 300 much more easily. There's much more applies with like pocket soldier than with roamer, but you should be maintaining your crit heals possibly at every single time possible. Uh, yeah. I think that's crit heals, adapts to your opponents. This mostly applies to uh adapting to your opponents. Mostly applies to like Bagel and like keeping track of where they are if they like to like shove left house or right house, but it applies to generally it applies to really every game. Aim really of where their flank tries to go to. Like for example, if you are roamer soldier, for example, and they've shoved saw door saw side pretty much every single time they've tried to like get onto second prematurely, you could be able to play for that and like go for a timing bomb maybe, and then land on them. That's the thought I have, and be aware of traps. Keep track of traps, for example, where if they like to if their demo likes to trap this side or saw side, for example, you have to be aware. Like if you previously earlier in their game you saw traps over here, probably be much more cautious of that trap, you know. Also traps over here, just be aware of that. Traps here. This is non-collisionable. You can hide traps over here. Really, really devious. Uh, who usually lead the bomb when it comes to double bombing inside from the main caller? Anybody really. Like, just anybody who is gonna be calling it. Just need to be able to communicate with them, be on the same page with your other soldier duo. Can it be the pockets or the roamer soldier? Like you can call the timing bomb like, oh, I'm gonna bomb in 3, 2, 1, I'm bombing. And then yeah, you just have to talk to your other soldier who wants to lead the bomb, for example. How do I stop getting shredded by competent scouts on sacks? Uh, it's a team. On sacks are usually led by the pressure from your combo. Say for example, the pressure your combo trying to pressure on through lower door and like try to pressure their scouts in order to like look at them. That is your window of opportunity for you on like saw side, for example, to like bomb from here, bomb height, and like try to land on their medic or something. You have to like really have it really does the combo pressure issue. Or and if even if your sacks aren't working, for example, there's other options you can do like fighting cheese and like having and then going behind and then be a nuisance behind and like go for a play off of that after that. And just try to tell your players, try to tell your combo, oh, I'm behind them, pressure for me. I'm ready, just go pressure for now, and then you bomb, and then you bomb now on point. And two-shot the medic, for example. There's, it's not just sacks that you can do. You can also like go behind, or you can do a double soldier sack play into, or or come off sniper, for example, if your sniper's good. Or just try fight if you get picks off of it. If you see a soldier overextending into saw, for example, you could try to like fight him and like with your combo, with your scout flank partner, and just like try to kill them. It's very very much dynamic. Uh, okay. Anything? Maintain your cradles, adapt your opponents. Okay. I think mechanics. The two mechanics that are like quote unquote micros that soldiers can like improve on are like jumping and deathmatch. Like jumping is self-explanatory if you have like how to if you ever played like TF2 for like more than like 50 hours or so. But like how to jump, very simple. You just jump, shout, and jump, crouch, and shoot ground. Uh, there's gonna be a class on jump fundamentals in like the 21st of August. It'll be like what, more than a week away, or like a little more than a week away, on like what jumping techniques are good on soldier. Spoiler alert, I'm gonna be teaching that. But for now, I'll just play on jump maps and get good. I don't want to like spoil the entirety of like the jump lecture, because like there's and death matching ability. Your ability to kill the enemy gamers. Just well, the way to like improve this one is like playing either Kovacs, MG, or SOPDM. I prefer doing a mix of like Kovacs and MGE. I don't like SOPDM because it's like too chaotic. But I do know like MG is probably public MG is like so toxic. Like there's a bunch of slurs to throw around. I don't think you should probably do that, but I think you should just try to grab a friend or a mentor or to like MG with, and then play Kovacs if you want to like improve your aim. Uh, Between rocket jumping practice and MG, which one is more to be prioritized for newbies? Uh, both are good. Say for example, I back at like September 2023 when I started playing sixes, I jumped a lot because I enjoyed it, and then I neglected MGE, and that made me into a one-trick pony of being a jumper main when I can't hit shots. I just have to like pray. But like so like both are good. You do not neglect any of them. So managing your time between them are like would be a good idea. But it depends on your personal experience, like personal ability as well. Because like if you're like me and like is a jumper main, then spending more time in jump wouldn't really necessarily help you more. And because of my lack of DM, I'm right now spending more time prioritizing a little bit more on NGE and like Kovacs. So it depends on you. If you're which one of you is like holding you back, for example. If your jumps are your thing that is holding you back, then maybe prioritize your jumps more and play more jump maps. It's complicated. Uh, how viable is shotgun soldier when defending last? It's viable, I guess. Main thing is defending last with like shotgun. I would I wouldn't recommend it. It's complicated because I don't really run shotgun at all. My shotgun's like mega dog water. So, but if I'm defending last, I prioritize. Like you could run it, but I don't think there's much evidence like people run it as much often in like higher divs. I think most people in higher divs would like to use gunboats more when defending last or battalions backup, which is really battalions, which is really OP. It's banned in the EU for a reason. Uh, Probably best. I don't get enough table. Me jump means something. Aren't Kovacs only for scouts, not soldiers? Both are good. Kovacs is just for aim, and aim you are using aim to like aim rockets, no? Like they're good. Chat, what's a Kovac? Hit aim trainer. Gee, when does it make sense for a soldier to off class? Makes sense. Uh, Short answer is almost never because the time. Our long answer is it's complicated. If your soldier player is the one who is very good at sniper, they can be off-casting sniper when they die in order to like break the stalemate hold on like Snake, for example. But other than that, breaking stalemates or like going spy and go for gimmicky plays, you don't really want to like off-class because your job is good. Your job is good to like important with your explosive capability and to block point on this side and like try to hold doors. Does that does that answer your question, Crude? Feel like a group of friends in the back of their friend has to present to the class. Ah, Jeff. We hopping off. Yeah, this lecture uh will be recorded and like posted on YouTube or like Twitch. Oh, it's 8:29. I have to like move on. Last slide before any questions. How to improve. This is like really general stuff. How to improve. Record your gameplay. Record your gameplay so that you can watch it back to see mistakes and points to improve on. And then once in game, try not to make the same mistakes. I think this slide basically explains what the whole talking point is. So like, yeah. Any questions so far? You guys have like 830 scrims, right? You probably can roamer hide. Yes, roamer can hide for a gimmicky play, but it's a low percent. But it, but if you use it too often, they'll notice and will check their hiding spots, like this hiding spot. I think this is a hiding spot. This side is a hiding spot. If they don't check, this is hiding spot. What's in what situation that's viable plan? It's once in it's like for gimmicky once it works, it will no longer work type of play. And if that type of stuff where you just hide for a play and just hope the enemy team doesn't check you. I don't really like hiding, but we can do it. What's the biggest hurdle for you to get into advanced? Honestly, advanced is so last season when I tried to get into advanced, all the teams already have soldiers and there's no teams. Advanced is dead. Like there's no teams at all. Try get in, nah, can't get in. It's like that. I wanna play. I wanna like improve and shit like that, but like don't have a team to play on. It's like yeah. Team pushing out a last and you hide and back half, hide and flank and get a pick. Yeah, that's basically what Jeff said. Build your own team. Motherfucker. They're like, I don't want to TL. Lucky and like I think last season I didn't have like players to like I think last season I was trying out for like two teams for like one team and they decided and I was their second pick, but then they got their first pick for Roamer. So I just got on the sub. I was bench basically. And the other team I was looking at they decided to go with they wanted a demo player instead of a soldier for so like yeah. Thumbs up. Materialize 5 advanced players for a team out of thin air. How am I gonna do that? Cloning is illegal. Okay, I think uh any questions so far? Is that it? Oh, any tips for improvement aside from what has been said? Not really. Basically, I've covered the things that I want to say about how to improve demo review or VOD review your gameplay more, grinding jump maps and deathmatch, and like play scrims and like communicate with your team. Maybe like have more be mindful of your comms more and like try not to clutter comms, and that's how you improve and like stuff like that. How important are pugs are supposed to scrims? Uh, pugs for you guys. You guys have like no experience with like basically fresh out of water, fish out of water. So like getting reps in and like playing pugs and getting familiar would be beneficial. But once you get to a high enough level where pugs are just like slop, slop pugs, cough cough RGL open pugs, then those are not necessary to like be grinding at unless you like it. Trying to ping or no team. Slop pug. Bro, I got pugs where it was just like pineapple on like pyro, and then and then my medic goes amputator and perma critically. It's like yeah, whatever. Those are like slop pugs, you know? Can also ring, yeah. Any other questions? Final call for questions before I finish this lecture. When you're building that advanced team, I'm in there. Thumbs up, crude. I'll be waiting. I want to call for questions. What's the best way to learn how to bomb as a beginner? I mean, learn how to bomb as a beginner. You learn how to do the most basics of jumps first. That is jump across and shoot, and then be able to like wall. Use this wall to like gain height. That's the best way to learn to bomb, or like jump around the map. That's a good idea as well. And then you have to like learn the bomb spots in this map. And for double bombing, for example, I think I misread your question saying what's the best way to learn how to high bomb. I was like, yeah, you learn the high bomb spots where there are walls that you can bomb off of, and like yeah, and just press spacebar the whole time instead of using this rocket launcher. Wow, load into process and fuck around. That's a good idea. Like jumping around the map and see what jumps you can do. Like this jump, good jump. I go. Hope I can. Yeah, like this jump. That's speed shot. So many bombs from watching gameplay of high dip soldiers. Yeah, watching like gameplay from like EU soldiers like KN and like Hans, and like watching our soldiers like Soapy and like seeing them bomb is like good. Good bombs. I low-key heard from like Sin, the when you walk out of forwards on this, you just go to the right side and side of that, and that's an alternative way to get onto lower and like roll out into second. Do you know a sync bomb through choke on process mid? I have no idea. Okay, this is way out of. It's already 7 minutes past scrim time. So final call, I guess. Sync bomb through choke on process mid. Like from rollout. I have no idea. Uh, from mid to second. Loki kind of want you to show me. I'm kind of curious. I think, by the way, I think you can stop streaming because it's just like me and like friends right now. I think that's what I think this part's